Hello. So, I think it's coming close to 4 months now since I started doing this coaching. I think it's next week is when it becomes 4 months. And last week it was cancelled, so that's why there wasn't one last week. But felt the same as usual. It feels more. It feels more the norm now. I've gotten used to it being part of my normal weekly routine, and the actual club sessions, it doesn't feel weird anymore. It doesn't feel out of my comfort zone, which is nice. So today, it was about the same as normal. 4 juniors, just the one guy and the seniors. So he basically had a private lesson, and 8 on the kickboxing. I'm feeling a lot better about working with the kids after today. Not entirely sure why. Especially after 2 weeks ago now, when I had to sort of run it all myself, it's kind of given me like a massive confidence boost in my ability to kind of take charge and just do it. Really, I feel that's rubbed off when it comes to teaching kids, because that's kind of the thing that I've struggled with the most. I don't even know why. It's just weird. I don't know. But feeling a lot better about that. We had fun in the kickboxing. Tried some new things we've not done yet. Stuff like, it's a little bit jiu-jitsu-y, like wrist grab. You turn it in and then whack them in the face, or like groin strikes. So I have to like hold the pad like awkwardly, and so they'd simulate kicking someone in the balls and stuff. It's quite funny. Everyone enjoyed it anyway, so that was pretty fun. So I guess what I've learned from today is how to kind of deal with the kids better in general, and sort of when they're like struggle with a technique. I'm not sure why I've found it a bit tricky in the past to teach, sort of help the kids, because it's, I don't know, like you can show them again and again, you can try and explain it in all sorts of ways, and they still won't get it, because, well, for whatever reason, the kids, their brains aren't properly developed, so they act kind of stupid in a way. It's not really, yeah. So how to better deal with that when they're struggling to learn the technique. Sometimes if you just keep trying, it's best to just forget it and move on. But yeah, different ways of explaining and telling them how to do it is. But I think I feel a lot more comfortable around teaching them in general now. That's good. And stuff to work on in the future. I know I've mentioned the whole encouragement stuff a lot, and I think it's a lot better with like the other stuff, but I think specifically with the kids, I could do with working on it with them. It's a little bit different with them. You kind of got to be a bit over the top enthusiastic and encourage them and go like, yeah. But like, even if it's just something simple, even if it's the techniques, even if they're like the technique's rubbish, at least if they're doing the moves correct in the correct order or stuff like that, if they're getting the real basic foundation correct, then that's still a win. So you still gotta like cheer them on big time and like give them high fives and stuff like that. So I suppose that's something that I plan on focusing on next time. So elsewhere, other outside of that, the club, this sort of this newfound confidence that I've had in my ability to teach and coach people and everything has kind of made me feel a lot more serious about pursuing my own club, which is something I've had on my mind for a while, and I've kind of planned a rough idea of what I would teach and how I would do it, but it's kind of made me feel like I am pretty much ready to just do it, like I could just dive into it, and I can't really think of any reason to hold back and not do it now that I feel like I've got it in me to just go out and run a whole class with random people on my own. So I've started sort of kind of having more serious thoughts about trying to figure out exactly what I would need for that. There's a bunch of different things. I've already sort of thought about it before, but I need to figure out stuff like equipment I'd need. Sourcing a venue is probably one of the most awkward bits. Any other sort of certification I'd need. I've got first aid before I started doing this, like working as a coach for the club I go to. I'm doing these Sunday classes. It's probably if I plan on doing, well, I do kind of plan on doing kids, but I might have to do it as adults first and then add kids on later. Because I might have to do stuff like child protection and these other sort of outside courses, things like that. I'm not entirely sure. And then I'm going to have to like work out costs as well and all those things. But it has been on my mind now, and I feel like there's no real reason for me to not do it. It almost feels daft to not do it, if that makes sense. Because in the situation like where the job I work at, it's like long hours, minimum wage, not massive amounts of progression. There is progression, but it would take ages, and it's arguably not even like worth the time invested. It's, because I want to kind of increase how much my time is worth. So I work a lot of hours, and it kind of restricts the stuff that I can do. I'd really like to just be able to earn more in less time, so I can work less. I don't mean to be lazy. I just mean to free up my time to do other things and get more value out of my time. And I think if I could get a good club together, I could build it up and continuously grow it and develop what I teach and what I learn myself and make it really good, which I think is perfectly possible and reasonable. I think I could easily make a much better living for myself working less hours and having more time to spend on things that are more worthwhile, or exploring other avenues of money generation as well. So it kind of seems daft not to do it as well, at the same time as being something that I just really want to do anyway, and I feel like I'm ready to be able to do so. Yeah, I'll probably start trying to figure out exactly what I need and exactly what kind of money I'd need to put into it initially and stuff like that, but we'll see. Other than that, I'm gonna try out a new morning fitness training again. I've gone through so many different types of morning routines to try and different training methods, and I'm gonna try out a new one. I can't even help it. I don't know why. I just constantly my brain just constantly comes up with new ideas for stuff that I can try out, and I just have to like write them down on scraps of paper at work and then try them out. So I'm going to try this new one, which is before I like the most recent one I've been doing. I do like it. I kind of split stuff up into 2 bits and alternate it between them. This one is it's like the one before and then that old one combined, so it alternates, but it's sort of the same stuff each day. It works on the same areas. Like I've got ab and forearm stuff and a bit of leg stuff, mainly stretching though, and a bit of technical skill stuff on both days that alternate. It's just different exercises. I'm not doing like the hardcore squat stuff though. I used to do like one-legged squats, quite a lot of them, or just like regular, like 100 squats or something like that. But because of how much like I work and stuff, and I struggle to get enough sleep opportunity. I do manage okay at the moment, but I only have like a half an hour time gap in the morning to try and squeeze all my training and stuff. If I do that heavy duty leg stuff, because it's not like heavy duty, but just the sort of the squatting stuff, because I'm on my feet all the time. I'm always on my feet at work. I walk everywhere, so my legs take a battering throughout the day anyway. I'm just sort of like really knackered in the morning sometimes, and if I've got leg stuff, I just kind of don't want to do it. It puts me off the idea of training. So if I just don't have that, it makes it a lot easier for me to just get up and do the other stuff, the other aspects of the training. And I've said before in one of my earlier regular videos that abs, legs and forearms are kind of stuff you want to train every day. Legs are kind of have other ways of doing it as well, outside my morning routine, but abs and forearms, there's stuff that I only really get time for in my morning training, so I'll put that on every single day, and it's a lot easier for me to get myself to do it as well. It's not as like annoying as having achy legs, and your abs and your forearms, even if they do burn like hell when you train them, they recover extremely quickly, and you don't feel an ache throughout the day really. But your legs, it's kind of just annoying. So I'm going to try that out, see how that goes. But as of tomorrow. But other than that, I think that's about it for this week. So see you next time. Bye.